and welcome to Media Technology Center, OP Jindal University, Raigad. I am Dr. Vikas Kumar, Senior Assistant Professor, School of Management, PhD Economics, Net Economics 2015-2019, Net Management 2017. I am discussing the financial management. In this lecture series, today I am going to discuss the second part of the lecture that we have discussed on last day related to time value of money, annuity and perpetuity. Let's start with the topic. Annuity. So what is annuity? Let's have a look. Annuity is nothing but the financial product which defines the regular income from any sources, a regular payment or regular income. Whatever is in regular in nature, that is known as annuity. Annuity is something which is regular in nature and at the same time which have certain end date. For example, I am paying insurance premium for my life insurance for next 10 years, for next 15 years, whatever the end date will be. So there is a fixed amount that I pay every year, say 5,000 rupees, and I need to pay for next 10 years. So that 10 years I will pay the annuity amount of rupees 5,000. So this is what? This is simple, the concept annuity. Say retirement pension, if you are getting a retirement pension of say 20,000 rupees per month, so that 20,000 is a fixed amount and you will get retirement pension for up to your life or say 30 years. If there is no end date, it will be known as perpetuity. If there is end date, it will be known as annuity. As simple as that. So an investment, in investment, an annuity is a series of payment made at equal intervals. So example of annuities are regular deposits in RD account, say house loan mortgage payments, insurance premium payments or pension payments. Let's move to the valuation of annuity. So how annuity is valuated? It is simple. The present value that we have discussed in the last class, the same goes with the annuity also. For example, if in time period T1 you are paying 5,000 rupees, in time period T2 you are paying 5,000 rupees, and in time period T3 you are paying 5,000 rupees. If you consider rate of inflation of 10%, so at 10% of rate of inflation, the discounting factor will be what? How much? The formula will be this that we have discussed in last class. It will be how much? 0.909, 0.826 and 0.751. So if you multiply this 5,000 with this, you will get the today's value, say of 4,500. I am taking approximation. Okay, if you multiply this, you will get 4,100. If you multiply this, you will get nearly approx 4,000 rupees. So what is the current value? What is the present value of annuity? The present value of annuity is how much? 12,600. The total payment of 5,000 rupees each year, the present value of annuity will be 12,600. So what is the fine? Now let's move to the valuation of growing annuity. Now what is that? For example, if you take one, say term insurance, the first premium you pay say 900 rupees, 900 rupees for a month, and you are paying 900 rupees for next 6 months. After 6 months, one agent calls you and says that, sir, due to inflation, the amount is revised to 912 rupees. What to do? Actually, they don't ask this, but they inform you, because during the initiation of life insurance, actually they take your consent that we are going to charge you a premium of 900 to 1200 in between somewhere. So after 6 months, they inform you that from today onwards, we are going to charge you 912 rupees due to inflation and certain significant changes in the economic growth. And next, for next 2-3 years, for say they are charging 912 rupees. After that period, they again inform you that from now onwards we will charge you 950 rupees. So actually this is the case of annuity, that we pay a fixed amount of say 900 rupees for our, say for next 10 years, but every 6 months or every some interval of time, they revise our amount from 900 to 912, from 912 to 950, from 950 to 1000 and up to 1200. So if they are increasing this, So they are definitely increasing because of inflation also, because of change in economic perspective, economic parameters. Okay, so this concept is actually known as growing annuity. That annuity will rise due to inflation, due to business growth, due to economic growth and development, or the economic changes. Okay, so this is what the growing annuity. Now let's see how this valuation we do. The valuation of growing annuity is hold this formula. The present value of growing annuity will be how much? Let's see. The present value of growing annuity is how much? P upon R minus G, 1 minus 1 plus G, 1 plus R to the power n. Now what is this? P is the first payment, whatever the first payment we are doing. In our example, for say I am taking 900 rupees, so this is 900 rupees. Okay, and R is what? Rate per period, and G is what? Growth rate. So R is rate per period, or you can say a simple rate of interest. Okay, or somewhere in textbook you will find it as a discount rate. So no need to worry, this is a simple rate of interest. So this is simple rate of interest. Okay, what is G? Growth rate. I am expecting that due to inflation, say in India the inflation is say 7%. So at least 7% will be there as a G. Okay, and say R given bank rate say 10%. So this is 10% minus this is 7%. So in this G also you will quote the 7%, in R also you will quote the 10%. And what is N? N is number of period. If you are paying monthly to next 10 years, so this N will be how much? For next 10 years, 120. This N will be 120. If you are paying once in a year for next 10 years, then this N will be how much? This N will be how much? This N will be 10. Okay, let's move to the board to see one example of growing annuity, and then we will move forward to perpetuity. Okay, so let's see present value of growing annuity. This is the formula as we discussed, and let's say these are the information given. In your exam also you will find these say information for say the first cash flow, initial cash flow, or the principal amount, or the first amount. These are the certain synonyms used or certain phrases used for the P, that is initial cash flow. Say rupees 100 is given. There is a G, value of G 3%, say rate of inflation, yeah, growth rate of this this value 100, say 3% given. Bank rate is given, rate of interest is given 5%. How much time period? Time period is given 10. So N is 10. You need to pay this 100 rupees for 10 times. Now let's calculate the value. So putting everything into the formula, 100 upon 0.05 minus 0.03 in the bracket 1 minus 1 plus G. So we are taking G. Instead of 3% we are taking 0.03. Instead of 5% we are taking 0. How much? 0.5. 5%. So the value will be 0.05. 5%. Okay. Similarly 3%. Okay. So now see, if you calculate this, if you solve this, I am taking the power n to the both numerator as well as denominator. If you solve this, you will get the value approximately 875, 874 something, but I am taking the round figure 875. So what does this mean? This means that for next 10 years, you will pay 100 rupees and increasing by say 3%. 100 rupees, 103 rupees, 100 and say 7 rupees, and every year you will give a hike, you will take a hike of 3%. And if you convert it into, if you discount it into present value for the rate of 5%, if you discount, say you are giving 103 rupees next year, discount it at the rate of 5%. You are paying 107 rupees in third year, discount it at the rate of 5%. So if you discount every 10 payments into the present value, the amount is 875 in today's terms. So actually you are paying 800. Now let's move to the perpetuity. Now what is perpetuity? A perpetuity is a security that pays for an infinite amount of time. In finance, perpetuity is constant stream of identical cash flow with no ends. If for lifetime certain things need to be paid, it will be known as perpetuity. Okay, so let's see one example. I will discuss this formula also in that example. For example, 1 lakh rupees need to pay every year in the name of, say, Nobel Prize. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees need to pay every year as a Nobel Prize, or I am giving it my name. Okay, say Vikas Prize, Vikas Award. One day I will die and I will give this donate my all wealth to make some reward to the academician, Vikas Prize, okay, of rupees 1 lakh for infinite time, Let's consider this example. So how much wealth I need to keep in trust or in bank, so that from that wealth every year 1 lakh rupees should be paid to rewardees. How much wealth I need to pay? For example, now bank says that I will give you, Vikas ji, I will offer you the best rate in the market, say 10%. I am taking just example. An equity linked rate of interest is given by, say, bank or any financial institution. I said okay. So let's see the formula. The cash flow I required 1 lakh rupees for lifetime, for infinite time. So how much wealth I need to donate? At 10%, let's calculate this value. Only 10 lakh rupees. That's all. I need to deposit 10 lakh rupees in such financial instrument where I receive 10% of interest. And every year from that 10 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupee will come as an interest, and that interest money will given as a reward to someone who have won this Vikas Prize. So you can also do this thing as a noble cause for your society. Okay. Similarly, for lifetime, this 10 lakh rupees will generate 1 lakh rupees every year, and by this you can do certain things. Now, how corporate use this perpetuity kind of thing? For example, I have one machine, I have installed one machine in my factory, and that machine require 3,000 rupees every year as a maintenance fees. And I am considering, however, every machine have a certain lifetime, but I am considering it that this machine will remain for so many years. So if I required 3,000 as a maintenance amount every year, not more than that, not less than that, and say bank is giving me 10% rate of interest, so I have to deposit 30,000 rupees in a bank in the name of maintenance cost, and by that 30,000, bank will every year pay me 3,000 rupees, and that will be used as a maintenance cost. As simple as that. So this is the concept of perpetuity. But as we know, everything grows in a coming near future. So actually perpetuity is not as simple as that. Growing perpetuity. Now what is growing perpetuity? Similarly, every year, if say machine required 3,000 rupees as a maintenance fee today, but every year it increases by say 10%. It increases by say 10%. Every year the cost will increase, definitely due to inflation. So because of that, there is a concept known as growing perpetuity. So again you see the formula, this is same as the what? Same as the growing annuity formula. So formula is same. But the concept says that annuity has two things which is different from perpetuity. What is that? Amount, as well as that it comes with the end date. It comes with the end date. Who comes with the end date? Annuity comes with the end date. Wherever perpetuity comes with the no end date. So in that case, n becomes what? Infinite. N becomes what? Infinite. So if you solve this formula, what will happen? Because the value of n is infinite, this value will remain as 1. Okay, and because of this, the growing perpetuity, the present value of growing perpetuity will be what? P minus R minus G, as simple as that. So this is the formula for growing perpetuity. Okay, now let's take one example of this. If we take example of this, for say if we have same information, P is given 100, G is given 3%, G is given 3%, and R is given 5%, and time period is infinite. So we no need to write this because we are solving for perpetuity. So no need to write this. So what is the formula? So formula says that P upon R minus G. What says formula? P upon R minus G. So what is P? 100 upon R. What is R? R is 5%. 5%, and what is G? 3%. What does this mean? This means that every year the 100 rupees will increase by 3%, and you need to discount it by 5%. Okay. If I am saying correct, the growth rate of cash flow is 3%. So cash flow will grow by 3%. Rate of interest, that is inflation, or the discounting factor is how much? 5%. So you need to discount it by 5% to find out the present value of growing perpetuity. So let's find it out. So the value is how much? 5,000. 5,000. The value is 5. Means in this case of growing perpetuity, you need to deposit 5,000 rupees to receive 100 rupees every year. Say 100 rupees this year, growing by 3%, say 103 rupees next year, growing by 3%, say 107 rupees later year, say again increases by 3%. So every year the amount you receive the amount by growing by 3%. And if you discount it to 5% for the inflation amount, considering inflation, if you discount it to 5%, the present value will be how much? Present value is 5,000. That is the simplest case of growing perpetuity. Okay, so let's move to the board. So if you have any question, please put down in the comment box. Like this video, subscribe my channel, and keep learning. That's all from my side. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.